Hello, my name is Jan Usher. I'm head of the Official Publications Unit in the National Library of Scotland. We have over 2 million items that are government related. Censorship is very much bound up with government interference and political interference and government legislation to ban or challenge books which it sees as a threat either to national security or to the morals of its people, and is also closely tied to religion when state and religion were indivisible at the time. I'd like to expand on that because there are very few really in the United Kingdom examples of books being banned outright. And I'd like to give you a quote by George Orwell. He said, "The sinister fact about literary censorship in England," I think he means the UK, "is that it is largely voluntary. Things are kept right out of the British press, not because the government intervenes, but because of a general tacit agreement that it wouldn't do to mention that particular fact." Now, Hamish Henderson, as you know, was the famous folklorist. He was also a political activist and internationalist. Now, this was privately published by the so-called Lily Marlene Club of Glasgow, particularly to avoid censorship, because it's political and quite bawdy, because it's songs sung by soldiers. So you can imagine there's a lot of strong language in it. But it praises Stalin, who of course was our ally in World War II, so it was seen as quite subversive. And Raymond Ross, in Hamish Henderson's obituary, said that this book in particular earned Hamish the self-righteous wrath of the Director General Lord Reith and associates at the BBC. And Hamish was a great champion of Scottish folklore and song, and is very well known. And a lot of his friends and associates wondered why he was kept off the BBC. And there is a feeling that, under George Orwell's definition of censorship, that there was a behind-the-scenes thing about we don't want this, what was he called? A ranting red revolutionary on the BBC. Now, that can't really be proven because there is no government act banning this such speech. There isn't any correspondence from the BBC to prove that, but this is a feeling that perhaps this is one of Orwell's tacit understandings that this just would not do. As a librarian, especially in a library like the National Library of Scotland, where you're a copyright library, so you get a copy of everything, you see a lot of material that other people might not see, and it just makes you think about why that might be contentious or why not, and what's acceptable to people now. And of course, you're making these accessible to the population. You know, you want people to come in and look at your collections, and that makes you think about what can we show them? Will it offend them? Will it inform them? Will it stimulate debate? So it's an interesting place to be. Libraries contain the thoughts of people for millennia. You know, it's all here.